Legend of Korra Season 4, Episode 5. I started this video with energy. That's great. Last episode, we had the kids, Tenzin's kids, go towards the swamp, find Korra. They helped her. She helped herself get back in her groove. She metal bent the poison out of herself, and she's back, baby. She's ready to go. And I'm excited to see how Korra comes back and helps fight against Kuvira, possibly? I don't know. I'm really excited for this season. I'm really excited for the conclusion of this season. I don't know what's going to happen in the next many episodes, but I'm really looking forward to however they're going to wrap up this season, because like Kuvira is a very interesting character, and I don't think she's completely wrong about, you know, what she's saying and stuff. And I feel like if they're wrapping up the Legend of Korra as a whole, are they going to try to like wrap it up with the world somewhat at peace? You know, like at the end of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the world was at peace. Even at the start of Legend of Korra, it said that we entered an age of peace. And it doesn't mean everything has to be perfect. There's still going to be stuff to sort out. But like at the very least, I think the series, like I would expect them to leave it in a place where it's like, I don't think the world is fucked for the near future. You know, I think everything will be fine for the rest of Korra's reign, I imagine. So yeah, it's funny calling it Korra's reign as well, but I also hope Korra, I don't want to watch Korra die. I also want it to be like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where it's basically showing the most impactful years of them being an avatar, and then we leave them off and we don't know what happened to them for a while, you know, because yeah, I'd like for Korra to be alive at the end of this series. I don't need an epilogue that shows her dying peacefully in her sleep when she's 80 years old or whatever. Like I don't want it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know that she dies. We'll find out if and when the Earthbender series comes out. We'll find out about Korra's death. For now, don't give it to me. And also, I've got a when I play Avatar Legends, I have a plan to run an Avatar Legends. That's the tabletop RPG of Avatar. I have a plan to run a campaign that's set after the Legend of Korra. And I have a plan in my head for Korra's death, and I don't want it to be like, I don't want the show to disprove me whenever I get up to it. So anyway, Legend of Korra, we're gonna jump into this episode. Support the video if you can, that would be amazing. Liking the video, commenting down below, subscribing to the channel. I'm a small channel, so every little bit helps me out so much in the Legend of Korra. You Legend of Korra viewers have been very generous to me, have left amazing comments. Please keep it up, I love it very much, and it really helps me out. And if you want to watch full-length reactions, that's on my Patreon account in the description below, as well as early access. It's ahead by like 4 or 5 episodes, so you can get towards the end of the season right now on my Patreon account, so go check that out. Anyway, let's jump into this. This is Season 4, Episode 5 of The Legend of Korra. Chapter 5, Enemy at the Gates.
We have an emergency!
Oh god, okay, here we go. They are just fucking invading.
Call whomever you want, but they'll never make it in time. Kuvira's already here, and she brought her entire
God damn, she brought that many fucking mech suits? Oh my god, man.
Our treaty and the Earth Empire will finally be united.
I can't wait to kill my mother.
Securing your hometown won't be like every other city. No. The eyes of the world are on us now. We must do this right. That's why we need Bolin.
Oh, wow.
Sue trusts him.
You're trying to get Bolin to convince her? Oh, that's sad using Bolin.
Milo, there's not going to be a fight. Kuvira saved my dad.
There will be a fight.
I think
she did save your dad, though.
No fight? Why did we?
You'd have a soft spot for her.
Trouble to save you.
Zhu Li, is this thing on?
We're rolling, sir.
Okay, what is this thing? Are we going to talk about it?
Varrick vine sample weighing approximately 2 Zhu Lis. Into a battery using electrical currents, reverse magnetic polarity, the Very effect.
So you're just using the vines as batteries.
String 5 barracks of power. Now 7 barracks. Whoa, what is this?
Oh my god.
What's going on? There are too many barracks.
Uh-oh. Holy shit, man! Oh no, Zhu Li!
Too heavy! You know, you could stand to lose a few.
Okay, come on, Varrick.
Just wait, sir.
Yes.
Pull harder.
I'm glad he saved her.
Varrick, you saved me.
Aww.
Of course I saved you.
This isn't gonna be sweet for long.
Clean this place up by myself.
Yeah.
What happened? Were we attacked?
Still a sweet moment.
No. What if it fell into the wrong hands?
Damn, that's very responsible, Varrick. Yeah.
It's not like me, right? Usually I look at a project like this and all I think is, wow, I can
Dollar
make a ton of
signs.
money off this.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm concerned with others.
You this project.
Sorry, no. I
Wow,
just gotta
Varrick.
Stand my ground on this one. Whoa!
Oh my
Now there's a
god.
voice in my head telling me to drop you on the tracks.
No! No!
That's
My
awful,
voices are
but I'm
liars.
so
What do
impressed,
my voices
Varrick.
know? Please don't drop me!
Aww. She fucking Allen Iversoned him. So Varrick finally has some growth, and it's discouraged. That's sad. Oh my god, you're seeing your dad.
I never want to see or hear from you again.
Yeah. You're a bigot.
Please, just let me say one thing, then I'll never contact you again.
And a murderer.
I tore our family apart and destroyed our good name.
Yes,
But
you
in
did.
a life of regret, you are the greatest thing I ever created.
Well, that's nice. She doesn't have to forgive you, but that's a nice thing to say.
By the time I'm finished telling her all the great things we've done, she'll be begging to join.
Good. Because we're
I feel
here.
bad for Bolin. This is not gonna be easy. Oh, this is not gonna be easy for Bolin. He's being used. The poor, big, cute man. Opal's here as
You're
well.
here too.
You belong here. Why? So that I can go on living in your shadow.
Don't
Oh my
say that.
god.
Can't you see she's brainwashed you?
I didn't brainwash
I don't know
him.
if I don't think
set him
Kuvira
free.
brainwashed
And now
him.
he's accomplished more with me than he ever could have with
I think
you.
he was just a douche.
Okay, guys. Right wing, right way. You guys know what I'm talking about. High five.
Yeah, this is an uphill
Alright,
battle,
that's cool.
Bolin.
Dissenters are sent off to who knows where.
Oh my
You're wrong,
god.
Opal.
I can't believe you brought Bolin here to try and sway us.
This is heartbreaking to watch,
Leave.
man.
You have 24 hours to agree to join the Empire, or we take the city
Oh
by
god,
force.
okay, that gives us time for Korra to get here. And Bolin, yeah, Bolin was blindsided by that. Because he doesn't want to use force.
Zaofu!
I'll tell you the whole story later. Right now, I want to help you stop Kuvira.
Okay,
What
good,
can I
good,
do?
good. I'm excited.
You were just times have we used these other ways in the past?
It's not for you to worry
All the
about.
time.
So, maybe I'm not really an inner circle kind of guy. We could just let them be on their own, then yay, the Empire's united! Congratulations to us!
Yes, but
I didn't
Kuvira
know
doesn't
your
want
personal
that.
feelings for Opal were stronger than your loyalty to me.
Aww.
Zaofu will join us. Maybe you need to spend some time in a re-education camp.
I
Whoa.
thought that's where we send people to learn new trade skills. Hard
Re-education camp.
Your loyalty
Jesus.
seems to be wavering.
God
How did things
damn.
get so bad between you and Kuvira?
And do you think I should be the one?
You're the perfect person. To
Oh
take
yeah, and then
charge.
she turned
The
this
world
down,
leaders
right?
trust you.
Because she
And
didn't
as a
want
Bayfong,
the
you have
power.
credibility in the Earth Kingdom.
I'm not interested in imposing my ideals on an entire nation.
Yeah. She
I'm
said
afraid
this
I can't
before.
help you.
And then
Truly,
Kuvira
I
took it
know
and
this isn't
said,
my place.
But that moment created a rift between us. Kuvira
She
turned
sounded
my
a
own
lot
son
like the
against me, and together they plotted behind my
firelord
back.
who started
What do you think you're doing?
who started the
You're doing what
war.
You don't have the guts to do.
I knew it was only a matter of time until she made her way back here.
Yeah, most of this stuff
I wanna
is
fix this.
is stuff that
You
we
can.
knew
Go
or could
into the Avatar
infer
state
already.
and demolish her arm.
Fighting is something the old me would do.
Mm.
That always made things worse.
Mm.
Let me
Oh.
talk with Kuvira. Maybe I can reason with her.
Interesting. I don't know if
Kuvira
he
doesn't
can,
listen
but
to reason.
that would be so cool if she could. If she could solve it diplomatically somehow. Because that is probably her biggest weakness, and this is sad. This is a sad scene. Her biggest weakness is an Avatar. She's not
Kuvira
as
locked me in
diplomatic.
here like a, hold your breath.
I'm not holding my breath.
Great! Now we're both gonna die!
Varrick!
Kuvira's crazy!
Yep.
When I refused to build her a super weapon, she threatened my life!
Oh my god, Zhu Li.
The Avatar is here to see you.
Don't look so excited to see me.
It's such an honor to see you again. The last I heard, you were still healing in the South Pole.
Well, I'm
Last I heard, you weren't a bitch, but I guess we've changed. She immediately starts punching her. Come on, Korra.
I can't let you take
At least make a dent in her
Look,
plan.
I was tasked with bringing stability to the Earth Kingdom. In order to fix it, I had to make some tough decisions.
Oh, you see that
That's
guilt in her
I've had
eyes?
plenty of people mad at me about decisions I've made.
I won't make any moves until you talk to her and get back to me.
Maybe that will be for the best.
Have you seen Bolin?
I don't know what to think.
But we turned him away.
Boomed. We gotta head to Republic City.
What? No.
I'm surprised
We gotta help
Zhu Li
here.
gets her
We'll
own
be helping
mech
by
suit.
warning the world
Thought she'd
about
be in the
Kuvira's
feet
potential super weapon.
of his mech
Well,
suit.
that's helping. Let me think about this.
Oh my god! That was quick. Yeah, okay, Zhu Li's got a mech suit now. She can do some cool shit, I think. Hell yeah!
It's not the flamethrower. What idiot designed these things?
You did, sir.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, shit. Good thing he got out of that one.
Figured it out.
Careful, don't hit Zhu Li. Oh my god, Varrick.
Sir, you're making this very difficult.
Hell yeah. Alright, now Bolin, if you could just lava bend, that would be awesome. Oh yeah. Oh no. No, he's lava bending! Hell yeah! What the fuck? Oh, I thought he melted them, like the people inside too. Great job!
Thanks a lot, Zhu Li.
You dick. Oh, you're here to see him again.
You came back.
You tainted our past and destroyed our future together.
I
Yeah,
want to make amends.
But that doesn't mean I shouldn't try.
that's true. And I appreciate
we
the
could
show for
play
doing
some high
this.
show.
Yes.
Like we used to.
Okay, that's sweet as fuck.
Bolin and Zhu Li will be going to the re-education camp for our
Oh my
most
God.
severe dissenters. Spirit Energy Project under close armed
Without Zhu
supervision.
Li?
I want
How's
it
he gonna do
weaponized
that?
Immediately.
Because my only mistake was being loyal to the wrong person.
Oh,
I was
no.
blindly devoted to Varrick, ridiculed me or ordered me around.
Is this a
or made me
play?
clean his disgusting feet. But when I met you, I realized I was wrong.
I feel like this is a
Compared to
play.
you, Varrick's a fool.
You two could learn something from her. Rise,
I
Zhu
think
Li.
Zhu
Give you
Li's smart
another
enough that
chance.
this is a play.
Come on, what you're doing?
Guards, do the thing.
Not the thing.
God, Varrick's voice actor is so good.
Here.
No.
Oh my god, that episode flew by. Honestly, the complexity of this episode, of this season rather, and its storylines and its political landscape and its character work is pretty insane. It's extremely impressive that they're doing it like this, and that I'm so entertained by it. I feel like a lot of shows, when they do storylines like this, I'm not super interested in them, because like when things, and I'm sorry that I'm like hiccuping and stuff, when things are like, the more political something gets, the more I tend to get lost a little bit. And I'm terrible with history and with politics and with geography. So a lot of the time when shows get like pretty heavily political, and when I say political, I don't mean they're adding gay people to the shows. I mean political as in literally about politics, about empires, about dictators and such. I get slightly lost because I am just terrible with history and having historical context for stuff. And so my mind kind of tunes out in the important scenes, and then I lose the plot and I can never get it back, you know? But in this show, I'm not lost at all. I'm loving every second of it. And I think a big part of that is because it's all fictional history, which I'm very familiar with, because I've watched all of Avatar: The Last Airbender a hell of a lot of times, and I've watched all of Legend of Korra so far at least 2 or 3 times. I think I've watched seasons 1 and 2 3 times. I've watched season 3 twice, and I've watched season 4 up until episode 3 twice. So I've watched all of the Avatar universe quite a bit. So I'm pretty familiar with the political landscape of it, and it's much easier for me to follow. And so I'm really enjoying this storyline, you know? As I've said before, and I'll say again, if I was a kid watching this show, I would probably hate it. This would probably be such a boring show for me when I was a kid, which is sad because I wish kid me wasn't that dumb, but he was. So, but I'm just very impressed that they did this for this show. I'm having a great time. So, okay, what am I gonna talk about? The first thing is Kuvira saved Korra's dad, and that's an important thing because it means Korra's giving her the benefit of the doubt. Korra doesn't want Kuvira to just be evil and bad and in the way. Korra wants to believe that the person who saved her dad is a good person and that she can forgive her and that she can work it out. And we're hitting a problem now because in Avatar The Last Airbender, Aang tried to solve everything diplomatically, and towards the end of the series, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Towards the end of the series, he kind of had to confront the fact that maybe he can't solve everything diplomatically, but then he was able to find a nice compromise where he was able to mostly have it be a diplomatic ending, you know? And so that was sort of the arc that he went on. With Korra, she does solve most of her problems with violence. And that, you know, I'm not going to say that's the wrong way to go about things because, okay, so here's something that I really like. For those who play Overwatch, or for even those who don't play Overwatch, there's a character that was added somewhat recently called Lifeweaver. And one thing that I really, really love in Lifeweaver is he's a guy who he's going around and he's trying to help people out. He created this technology. This company wanted to like monopolize the technology and use it for the wrong purpose. He said, no, fuck you, big company. I'm going out and doing my own thing. I'm going to help the world. And then he goes out and starts to help the world. He has a line in the game, and it's just like a small line that comes up sometimes in game. But he has a line that's like, I wish violence never solved anything. It would make peace so much easier. Which is, I think, a brilliant line. Like, Overwatch sometimes puts out some banger lines. I think that's kind of a banger line. I wish violence never solved anything because that would make peace easier. Because people say violence doesn't solve anything. Violence never solves anything. Which isn't true. Unfortunately, violence historically has solved problems, and it's a horrible way to solve the problem. And yeah, maybe sometimes it'll bring up other problems later, but the original, like, problems pop up all the time anyway. You gotta solve the problem sometimes. So Korra solving her problems with violence, it's something that kind of had to be done with previous seasons. But we have the problem of, like, okay, she keeps solving her problems with violence, but things aren't really getting better, you know? Kuvira is a result of the solutions to her previous problem solving. So now she's trying to go about it the right way. But can she? That's the issue. Can Korra do it? I don't know how she would be able to do it. I don't know how you'd be able to convince Kuvira, how you'd be able to make her step down, you know? I think it would be amazing if she could, and I think it would be a brilliant ending to the series, is having her sort of like learn for having her properly solve a problem diplomatically would be a really cool ending to this series, I think. But I don't know how she could do that, you know? Like, and I'm not just saying I don't think Korra could do it. I'm saying I don't know how anyone could do it. Like, Aang, I would say, is pretty diplomatic. I don't think Aang could do it, you know? It would be tough. It would be really tough. I don't know if Iroh could do it. I'm trying to think of the most diplomatic people I can think of. Iroh couldn't stop the firelord, you know? So I don't think Iroh could do this either. Because Kuvira is reminding me a lot of Firelord Sozin, was it? Because Sozin was the one that was best friends with Roku, right? He essentially was saying in Avatar, like, we've got so much amazing stuff, we should share it with the rest of the world, you know? We should share our success with the other everyone else. And that's kind of why he like expanded, and you know, it was possibly an excuse for war, but that's why he did it. So he was expanding his empire in much the same way. History is repeating itself, and Kuvira is saying like, hey, look at all of this amazing stuff we've done. Su, you should expand our empire across the Earth Kingdom so that someone else doesn't take up that throne, you know? And I get what she's saying, because again, the Earth Queen sucked. The Earth Queen was awful, you know? But is it good to have Kuvira then after that? It's really tough, you know, because a lot of the time when a country is, or you know, when anywhere is like at its worst, that's when they're kind of in desperation and they'll take any sort of savior that they can, you know? I'm not very good with history, but I'm pretty sure that Hitler coming into power was as a result of Germany being in a terrible state. And they kind of needed someone to drag them out of that terrible state. I think it was after World War I, right? Like Germany wasn't doing great, and they needed someone to pull them out of that. And Hitler did, I think, kind of pull them out of it, but then obviously was evil. I don't think I'm gonna have too many people going against that opinion. Hitler was a bad guy. He was a bad dude. But you know, that was the big thing, I think, is like Germany was weak. Hitler took advantage of that, dragged them out of the dirt, but dragged them into a terrible place. I think Kuvira is doing very much the same thing. Therefore, Kuvira is Hitler. I like that Varrick showed some growth. I like that he showed some growth in this episode, and like it's really sad that he showed the growth and then was immediately like punished for it. You know, Kuvira punished him for that growth, but it's cool because we get to like root for Varrick more and more now, which is nice. And he saved Zhu Li, which is why I think Zhu Li is playing Kuvira. I think Zhu Li's smart. I think I think it's probable that a lot of the things she was saying to Kuvira came from real feelings, you know? Like, I think she does have some spite and some resentment towards Varrick, sure. I think she is frustrated with him, yeah. And I think she wishes she was treated better by him, and I think she does think he's dumb. But I also think she probably cares about him, and I also don't think she's stupid enough to go and follow Kuvira, you know, like to just blindly follow Kuvira. I don't think so, but I'm not sure yet. We haven't had like a crazy amount of Zhu Li's character. Like this episode was like the most Zhu Li's ever talked, so I'm not sure exactly where they're going with her character and what her character's like personality wise. But just from my vibe from her, that's what I think. I think she's playing Kuvira, waiting for a good moment to stab her in the back. She knows like, hey, there's two options here. Either I pretend to backstab Varrick and I stay close to the person that is causing all this trouble in case I need to do something about it, or I get sent to an education camp or whatever, re-education camp. That's fucking awful. And very clear parallels to real life there. I like that Bolin used his lava bending in this episode. Great stuff. I'm glad they didn't forget about that. And the Asami father situation is another interesting thing because, look, Asami's dad's a douchebag, right? We know that. He was a horrible person. But like, I have always been someone who is about character redemption. I think character redemption is very important, and to properly have characters be remorseful is an amazing thing, because I think it's an important thing in real life as well. We should, like, allow people the chance to redeem themselves. Like, terrible people, we should allow them that chance. That's kind of what I think prison is actually should be about. You know, it's not just about punishing the criminals. It's about, like, you know, getting them to a place where they can hopefully grow and come back better people. And the people who did worse things need more time to rehabilitate. That's what the intention of prison is. Whether or not that actually works is up for debate. Probably not. But I think it is something that's possible and that we should continue to strive to do. I know a lot of people, when watching TV shows, get very emotional, and when a character that they dislike is showing signs of a redemption arc, they get annoyed at it. Like, they don't want to forgive this person. They don't want the writers to redeem them at all, you know? And I don't like that trend of people not liking that, you know? I there's a lot of, like, jokes out in the world, and, like, good jokes about, like, redemption arcs and how it's like, oh, you know, especially, like, with anime and stuff, like, oh, I murdered your entire family and destroyed your village and stuff, but I'm a cool guy now, you know? Like, I think, like, ProZD's done some skits on it and stuff. Like, it's a common joke that's made of the trope of redemption arcs, and, like, yeah, that does apply, especially to less interesting and more poorly done character arcs. But I do think, like, having redemption arcs is a good thing, and that, like, we need to look at a character's progression slowly as an arc, rather than looking at where they were and looking at where they are. You know, you can't just look at a character at the end of their character arc and go like, oh, why are they so nice and funny and friendly here when back in season 1 they were killing children, you know? And it's like, yeah, but look at the whole picture. Like, humans slowly change, very slowly, extremely, almost imperceptibly slowly, but we do change. We tend to, anyway. Most of us do. And for the good people, they change for the better constantly. Even if they're good, even if they're already good, they're hopefully always getting better until they die. That's the ideal situation. Probably doesn't happen like that. I think even most of the good people would probably continue to get better until they get to, like, 65 years old, and then they regress a bit and then they die. But so what I'm saying is, like, so far, I'm glad that her father hasn't tried to manipulate her, hasn't tried to explain his actions. He just sat down and went, look, I regret what I did. Looking back on it, I'm proud that you went through that and you're still an amazing human being. And I want us to have some sort of relationship. I don't know if we can, but I want to. And I like that Asami came back and said, like, look, you did some horrible things. The least I can do is just try and see if this happens. So let's just play a board game together. That's all. Like, and that's perfect, you know? Doesn't need to be forgiveness. Doesn't need to be a hug and a kiss on the cheek, you know? Like, just, I'm putting this pie show table in front of us. Let's just play a game of pie show. Let's see where it takes us, you know? Maybe we'll play, like, if you don't say anything racist by the end of this pie show game, then maybe I come back next week and we play again, you know? So, like, that's kind of all it needs to be for a while, and she can forgive him or not forgive him at her own rate. But I think it's amazing that the writers go through that. And I mean, of course, you have to trust the Avatar writers, because they're the ones who wrote Zuko, who is one of the best character redemption arcs in all of media. So, like, you trust these people. And I'm not expecting her father to have a major redemption arc, but I think this is good for Asami's character. Like, she can work through these emotions. And also, I mean, frankly, she's not doing much in these episodes anyway, so they need to give her something. But yeah, anyway, great episode. I had a great time. So that was Legend of Korra, Season 4, Episode 5. I hope you enjoyed it. I think this was a bit of a rambly discussion, but oh well. So please make sure to support the video if you can. I'm a small channel, every little bit counts, and a Patreon account is in the description below. That has full-length reactions and early access. You can get the next like 4 or 5 episodes on there right now. Go check it out. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.